Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Danelle. Today we're going to talk about generative art NFTs, and we're actually going to get a little bit of help from OpenAI's ChatGPT. So we are all about being future forward and using technology that are going to improve our lives, and also, we are looking to see what the next big thing is. Obviously, we talk about cryptocurrencies and NFTs, but artificial intelligence cannot be denied. So, we're going to use ChatGPT to see how far it's come so far. First off, let's start with the cryptocurrency markets. As usual, Bitcoin is at $22,986, Ethereum trading at just over $1,600 at 1631. Bitcoin is up 7.95% over the past 7 days, and Ethereum up 2.76. As we see, the cryptocurrency markets are still going up. It's still a leg up from what it was a few weeks ago. So we'll be interested to see how long this trend will continue. If we go to the Bitcoin charts for a moment, we can see here that Bitcoin is on a trend and has been up, I believe, nearly 30% over the past month. So we definitely have been seeing a nice steady trend upwards. So we'll be curious to see over the next several weeks, potentially even over the next several months, if we'll get a retest of those bottoms towards that $16,000, $17,000 range. Many people believe that this is a potential bull trap. So just be very careful out there. If you are trading, we are long-term investors. So we dollar cost average. We try to get in when we feel like there's a good value. We definitely believe that Bitcoin under $20,000 is a pretty good value, but this is obviously not financial advice, so make sure you do your due diligence as you're making any investment decisions, particularly in cryptocurrencies because it is so volatile. Let's go to NFT stats. And this is another great website that will give you some more information about what's going on in the NFT market. We use cryptoslam.io as well. We can see these are the featured NFT collections here. Sewer Pass is just another Yuga Labs product that just continues to pump out volume. They have created this game, and the sewer pass is used to be able to play the game, and it has done very well over the past week or so since it has now become available to users. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, as you can see, also doing very well as usual, and the same thing with Other Deed for Other Side, which is their land play that potentially will also be a part of another game that the Yuga Labs team will be coming out with. We would assume probably in the next year or two, but those type of things can take a while. So we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that. So you can see Sewer Pass is #1 at the top of the collection rankings of the last 24 hours. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, that's a mouthful, is at #2 with over 69 trades over the last 24 hours, doing 1.64 million in volume. Other Deed right behind it at $1.63 million in volume. CryptoPunks, we had a video about the V1 CryptoPunks last week. Please go back and check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about the history of what is considered one of the grail NFT projects in the entire NFT space. And you can see Azuki is doing pretty well. Memes by 6529. There's a very influential influencer named Punk6529. He has that Punk, and that number is 6529. He's come out with this particular project called the Memes that are doing quite well. And then we have KP Machines, Bored Ape Kennel Club, Beans Official, and Pudgy Penguins rounding out the top 13. So we are now going to talk a little bit more about generative art NFTs. We've been doing a deep dive into generative art NFTs, and we want you to have a better understanding of what they are and how they can continue to be influential over the next several years, particularly in the art space. Generative art NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are a digital form of art that is created using algorithms and computer programs. They are unique digital assets that are stored on a blockchain, which is a digital ledger that records all transactions. So we've talked about this before. Blockchain technology is revolutionary. It's a digital ledger that is transparent, so anybody has access to this particular ledger. And this means that each NFT or cryptocurrency is verified and recorded on the blockchain, making it impossible to duplicate or counterfeit, which makes them very valuable and collectible. Another thing that makes it very valuable is the fact that it is immutable. So once the NFT is created on the blockchain, it cannot be changed. So generative art is a type of art that is created using algorithms and computer programs in partnership with a particular artist. So the artwork is generated by the computer rather than being created by an artist, even though the artist is very instrumental in providing the input into those algorithms. Ultimately, the computer has the outputs that creates these unique types of NFTs throughout a collection. So the computer uses mathematical equations and randomness to create unique, one-of-a-kind pieces of art. And this means that generative art can be created in an infinite number of variations, making them unique and collectible. When an artist creates a generative art NFT, they create a program that generates this particular artwork. So that program can be set to generate a specific type of artwork, such as a fractal or a generative landscape. So you'll see there's different types of generative art NFTs, and as you can see here, you can see all the different types of generative art and how they are created through these programs, the different types that can come from one particular script that is provided by the artist. The program then creates a unique piece of art that is stored as an NFT on the blockchain. So the artist can then sell the NFT to a collector who can then display the digital artwork on their computer or even in a virtual reality environment. One of the benefits of generative art NFTs is that they can be created in an infinite number of variations, which make them unique and also collectible. So this is in contrast to some digital art, which can easily be copied and distributed. So another aspect to consider is that owning a generative art NFT is not just about owning a beautiful digital image, but it's also about owning a piece of code that generates that image. And you then can own that piece of code whenever you buy a particular NFT. A benefit of that generative art NFT can be that it's interactive, it could be animated, and that also adds to the value and uniqueness of the art. So owning that generative art NFT is not just about owning that image, but it's also about owning that code that generated that image. This means that the collector not only owns the final product, but can also have access to that underlying algorithm that creates it, giving them the ability to modify or even create new variations of the artwork. Now, depending on the type of licensing that is encoded into that particular NFT. There's something called CCO. We've talked about that in the past, which is a Creative Commons license. And there are different types of licenses that artists can give to a particular owner of an NFT. Depending on that license, you can take that NFT that you now own and be able to create your own merchandise or come up with different derivatives of that particular artwork. So there's a lot of different ways and a lot of value that can be provided by owning a particular NFT, because now that you own it and it's verified on the blockchain, you can do a number of different things depending on the type of licensing that is available to you with that particular NFT. It is important to note that the market for generative art NFTs is still relatively new, and it's still uncertain how it will develop in the future. But however, it is clear that generative art NFTs are a unique and exciting way for artists to create and sell their work, and for collectors to own and display one-of-a-kind digital artwork. So generative NFTs are very new and very exciting. We've been going down a rabbit hole with regards to the different types of generative art NFTs that are out there right now. And what we're hopeful of is that we have more opportunities for people of color, as well as people from underserved communities, to have the opportunity to show their artwork and their creativity as well. One of the major art houses that curates generative art NFTs is called Art Blocks. They're definitely considered the cream of the crop in terms of generative art curators, and we don't see a lot of people of color in that particular art studio. So we would like to see and hopefully be able to have access to so many of the very creative and very talented artists that are out there around the world. So we are hopeful that we can be a part of creating that opportunity. We first need to learn as much as we can about this particular space, spread the word, and hopefully have some partnerships and opportunities with some of these major studios that will be considerate of those from underserved communities and giving them the opportunity to show off their amazing artwork and their art pieces. So NFTs, generative art NFTs, as we know, are stored on the blockchain, and it ensures the authenticity, and they can be interactive and animated or done in so many different ways. And the market for generative NFTs, as we know, is still very new, but it's clear that they offer a unique opportunity for artists and collectors alike. So we are looking forward to seeing what happens as this space continues to grow. And you know that we will be here. I hope that you know that we will be here to show you as much as we can, and as much as we learn, we will be learning together. We're going to be, because sharing is caring, so we're going to be providing as much information as we can regarding generative art, regarding NFTs, of course, investing in cryptocurrencies. So we hope that you stick with us. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to linking up with you soon on the Networkchain. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.